Maybe the reason why most of us have no question about the border and the experience to live in a geographical space that limits one country with another is that we live here. Boundaries can be seen in many ways, as a territory's openness or lockdown, a gate to a culture as a limit or end. But what is a border? Why do they exist? When did they came to be in history? Are we border dwellers different from the rest of the people? What makes border people peculiar? As Mexicans from the North, citizens neighbors to the United States of America, we gather a series of features that differentiate us from any border inhabits in the world. The proximity between these two countries has a special touch. Let's start from the beginning. The concept of the boundary, as we can find in some dictionaries, refers to the concept of what is beyond. In its origins, borders has nothing to do with political, social, or legal issues. It was born as a natural phenomenon for human beings, linked to limits imposed by primitive societies. It started as the limitations on where essentials could be found. In time, territories between one group and another were marked accordingly to the complexity of their groups. Along with the theoretical definitions, the concept of boundary is linked with what a group of people builds in its experiences, its perception and daily life. For integration or conflict, each society generates a close relationship with its borders. For some experts, the first individual who understood the meaning and the value of their relationship with their closest peers drew the initial line dividing. It happened when the difference between private and public property emerged. This is to say, the limits of the house to a city to a province, and a province to a country. Borders became the separation communication spaces among people as the time as the society developed. When the USA was formed, demarcation happened and boundaries acquired its political aspect it became known for. Geographical features like rivers created some borders naturally, seas, mountains that already marked or delimited the walkway and served as protecting and confining barriers for people. The first borders were created by migration, communities settling in a certain place and imposing its limits of a region. True is that with the society development, the concept of boundary acquires social, cultural, and economical value, as well as geographical and political. The quantity of borders in the world and their complexity generate particular characteristics like the one between Mexico and the United States. Borders mark out a territory, draw the limits out of the country's sovereignty, the political power that belongs to an independent country like ours. Its character is primarily political, because it is a space in which non-invasion from near states can be demanded, preventing neighbors from taking action and penetrate its territory. Each country's government has a significant role in administration, appropriation, and control of a territory, shelter its people's rights, and establish relationships inside and outside the country. The United States-Mexico border records the highest crossing rate in the world, both legal and illegal. Its bordering relationship began in the 1819 with the signing of the treaty between New Spain and the United States, named Adams-on Street. Since this document, a number of treaties have been signed, most of them associated to the natural elements that both countries share in the proximities, mainly rivers and natural reaches that have delimited territories between both nations. Since the establishment of this border, migratory flux has been registered. This mobility of citizens has many reasons. At some moment, wars and attacks from locals produce changes, but the actual reason of the citizen traffic is economical crisis. All borders are known for promoting a meeting, a duality between two cultures, adding a distinct feature to this exchange, a singularity which in time generates a complex third element, like Mexican and American cultural differences, but rich in nuances covering lifestyle, language, gastronomy, among others. Borders has always been a starting point in which the identity of two peoples is questioned. Names, symbols, and space face each other as two sides of one reality. We invite you to follow our border trail as well as all our roots and stories. Discover, share, and comment here on Vitamina C.